are a great team, and they have been the second best team in the Premier League over the last 8 games if we look at the form table. And we saw today the Fulham are a really good team, and we should give them credit. We should give their manager credit. But today was a must-win game, even if the performance wasn't the best. Man United needed to find a way to win. Liverpool won, Chelsea won. We needed to get back into fourth position, and Manchester United went and did that. They went 2-0 up. It was a pretty decent display. I think we deserved to be ahead. I think you could argue Fulham were lucky not to go down to 10 then with the foul on Mbumo. And yeah, I thought United for the most part were good, but there were spells where I felt that Fulham had moments and you could see, okay, this is why Fulham are in really good form at the moment. We go 2-0 up. We take off Casemiro. We can see 2 goals. Not even shocked, not even surprised. And I was like, this is classic Man United. But what did we do? We did not give up. We went at them again. Bruno Fernandes with an incredible dummy, an incredible ball. And look, Sesko controls it well, and what a finish. And I think there's no one better to score that winner than Sesko. I think he needed it. And Manchester United win 3-2. And this was an incredible performance. This is a performance that could change the likes of our whole season. I think overall, I was happy with most of it until Casemiro came off the pitch. There was bits where I thought we were sloppy. There was bits where we lost control. But I think when Casemiro was on the pitch, it was overall, I think, a decent display. Where for a change, we were clinical. We weren't missing sitters for a change, and we're finishing our chances. And maybe that's the confidence of winning 3 in a row. I think the penalty was one of those that Maguire, he didn't need to do that. Lamont had it saved. Silly goal from outside of the box conceded. Fulham got a penalty and a wonder strike. Lamont wasn't making saves left, right, and centre, but he did make a few good saves today. But Michael Carrick has now equalled Ruben Amorim's longest winning run in charge of Manchester United in another late weekend. 3 games, 3 wins. This is also our longest unbeaten streak for the first time since February 2022 under Ralph Rangnick, with win, draw, 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 win, win, win. Look, there's a lot of draws, especially when you look at Wolves and Burnley being 2 of those draws and how frustrating it is. But you've got to take a 7-game winning streak. You've got to absolutely take it. 3 wins in a row. And look, we've got to talk about Casemiro. Casemiro, simply incredible. I want to talk about the win, why I think it could change everything for us. But Casemiro, simply incredible today. Not just the goal, not just the no-look assist, but he was controlling that midfield. And you all saw how he fell off after Casemiro came off. I mean, he is such a good player. And I think when you play Casemiro 1 game a week, I think he had a moment, a bit of a blip in December when he was playing 2 games a week where you could see his performances dipped. But I think when you play Casemiro 1 game a week, you see what a good player there is. And not only do we need to find an elite level player to replace Casemiro with, but we also need to find an elite level depth option, because when Agate comes on as depth, there's a big drop off. We need an elite level depth option, and we need an elite level replacement. He's not going to be easy to replace. But let's break it down. I want to talk about the team, how the team did, then why I think this could change everything for United. We're back in the top 4. We had to win. We're in 4th. Bish bash bosh. 1 game a week. Tottenham next. Tottenham then West Ham is 2 wins away from this guy getting a haircut as well. Lamont, I thought, was fantastic, actually. Made two or three very good saves. I don't think he was tested loads. I don't think he could have done anything for the goals. In fact, the penalty, he'd already saved it. It was a really good save, and Maguire has to go and foul Jimenez. Dalot, we've given Dalot a bit of criticism lately, but I thought Dalot did really well. Dalot and Luke Shaw, I think, both had very solid performance defensively. I think Maguire, other than the penalty, did well. And Sandro Martinez is my standout player from the back line, particularly in those last 20 minutes when we're under a lot of pressure. Who was there winning the ball, clearing the ball, calming it down, not just winning the ball and doing a defensive shift, but he calmed us down a little bit by just holding the ball. I thought Sandro Martinez was incredible. I think Casemiro was man of the match, goal, assist. The game just changed when he was off. I thought Maino did really well, and Maino's just making Ruben Amorim look dumber and dumber every week. I mean, look, Ruben Amorim, Carrick's already matched just 3 wins in a row. I thought Diallo had a really good game. I was really impressed with Diallo. The amount of times he got back and the amount of times he made tackles and won the ball. And I thought Diallo had a very, very good game. I was really happy with him. And I know he didn't get a goal or assist, but I think he actually put in a really good all-round performance. I think Diallo's all-round performance in terms of outside of moments was better than Cunha's, but Cunha had those 2 moments, which was winning the free kick and scoring the goal that won us the game. And Cunha was incredible today. Sometimes he fades in and out of games, Cunha, but you give him the ball in a dangerous area and he will make something happen. It's a bit like Bruno. There was times where Bruno was whinging a lot. There was times where Bruno was frustrating me a lot. You give the ball to Bruno in a dangerous area, he does that dummy, that ball into Sesko, bash, that set piece, bash. You give Bruno, you give Cunha, you give Mbumo the ball in a dangerous area, and they will make something happen. You know, they are just quality players. And look, Bruno Fernandes, Bruno Fernandes. I mean, people were comparing this guy to Odegaard. I mean, this guy could get PFA Player of the Season, 2 assists versus Fulham, an assist versus Arsenal. And I don't even think he played great versus Arsenal, but he got an assist. 2 assists versus Manchester City, an assist versus Brighton, and an assist versus Burnley. So since he's gone in the 10 role, he's got an assist in every single game since he's gone into the 10 role. Nothing versus Villa, but he actually played pretty well in that game. Goal and assist versus Bournemouth, goal, penalty, and another assist versus Wolves. I mean, the form Bruno's in is ridiculous. We're talking potentially PFA Player of the Season if this continues. And look, he had a fantastic game today. I think, you know, he was frustrating, and I think there was moments where he was not at his very best. I don't think it was one of Bruno's best games, but the 2 most important moments he delivered. So for me, he had a good game. 6 passes into final third, 6 defensive contributions, 4 chances created, 2 assists. He makes things happen. I do not want to lose Bruno and Casemiro in the same window. I think that could be absolutely catastrophic. Casemiro just has to get man of the match. 9 duels contested, 7-1, 7 passes into final third, 3 tackles, 3 clearances, 3 recoveries, 1 assist, 1 goal. I mean, Casemiro is hands down man of the match, isn't he? He controlled that midfield. One of the things about Casemiro that doesn't get spoken about a lot is his awareness and intelligence. He knows where to be positionally. His defensive awareness, defensive intelligence, I think, is so vital in terms of protecting the defence, giving us control of the game, that when Casemiro comes off, we're easier to exploit. I think if you could give Casemiro a fresh pair of legs, you'd be like, wow, because his understanding of the game, reading game is fantastic. But also Casemiro at Man United these last couple of seasons has been nuts in the box. When we put a set piece in, I'm just hoping it goes near Casemiro and Maguire, and I'm like, boom. You know, we saw it in the Carabao Cup final. I think he scored a set piece. We've seen it in big games. He's popped up with set piece goals. The Lyon game, do you remember that comeback? He was immense in that Lyon game. I think he got 2 assists and won the penalty in the Lyon game. You know, Casemiro has really good influence in that final third. He's really good in the air. And Man United have massively improved from set pieces this season. I think the Premier League, a lot of it is fine margins. There's not much between the teams at the bottom and the teams at the top. So it is about taking your chances, winning your set pieces, scoring your set pieces, winning your duels. And that's what we did today. And look, his assist for the Cunha goal, he was flexing his Brazilian passport here with his little no-look pass. Like, he's a baller. Like, Casemiro has been one of the best midfielders in the world this season. Like, we're talking about who's been the best 6 in the league. I mean, some people would say Declan Rice, but he doesn't really play as a 6. He plays as an 8. Who has been the best 6 in the Premier League this season? Like, Moises Caicedo has been good, but I think he's dropped off a bit lately. You know, Nico Gonzalez has been good, you know, but again, been injured lately, or Rodri's starting to come back in. Casemiro's up there. Casemiro's up there as one of the best 6s in the league this season. And look, Casemiro has 22 goals for Manchester United, you know, in 3 seasons. He only had 31 goals at Real Madrid in 10 seasons. He's, you know, Casemiro's got more advanced at Man United, and he's very good at scoring those headers and scoring those goals, and he's been clutch. But coming back to Bruno as well, this is Bruno's 12th assist of the season now. 12 assists in 21 games. Obviously, most chances created, most big chances created, all of those stats Bruno has. But Bruno's played deeper most of the season, and he's still getting these numbers. And I think with Bruno, had he had better attackers with him in previous seasons, imagine how high his numbers could have been. Bruno, when he's playing with a good front line, like Bruno's breakout at Man United, he had Greenwood, Martial, Rashford all in form. Bruno's numbers were nuts. We haven't had a great flowing front line really since that. And again, Bruno's numbers are nuts because we've got good players. I think the fact that we can take Benjamin Sesko off the bench is great. Some people say, oh, but he's not starting Sesko, he's not playing Sesko. I think the fact that you can take Sesko off the bench is great because that's great depth. To have someone like Sesko and even Cunha in the past few weeks, quality on the bench is an incredible thing to have. That's what elite teams have. And talking of Matheus Cunha, he was fantastic. 33 touches, 20 passes attempted, 16 passes completed, 5 touches in the box, 4 defensive contributions, 2 fouls won, 2 passes into final third, 2 shots, 1 goal. Another game, another goal for Matheus Cunha. And that goal was an unbelievable finish. That is not an easy finish, what Cunha did there. That angle was nuts. I honestly did not think that Cunha was going to score from that angle. He obviously wins the free kick as well. That results in the first goal. He's winning his duels. He's keeping the ball well. You know, Cunha has been so good since Carrick's come in. off the bench, you know, assisting the second goal in the Manchester derby, arguably the third goal, because I think that Mount goal was still onside. Comes off and scores the winner versus Arsenal. Starts today, wins the free kick, and scores the goal, which was vital. Benjamin Sesko. I really was happy with Benjamin Sesko's performance today. I thought he was fantastic. Some people saying, oh, Benjamin Sesko should have scored a header earlier in the game. No, he won the header. He did really well to win the header. We haven't had a striker win headers like those since Zlatan and Cavani. And he was very close to scoring a header earlier in the game. But what Benjamin Sesko did well was score that winner, because, yes, Bruno made it easier for him, but it still was a difficult finish to do, and Sesko put it away. That's good for his confidence. That's 4 goals in his last 4 games for Sesko, and obviously his last 2 games he's come off the bench. You know, he's in much better scoring form. He's doing really well. I want to give a shout out to Kobbie Mainoo. I think he had a very good game as well. And yeah, I'm just really happy to win 3 games in a row. I'm hoping we can take this to Tottenham and beat Tottenham. Anyway, thank you for watching today's video. See you next time. Bye.